So good. Feels good, don't it? Everybody, everybody, come on. Throw your hands up. We got that feel good music, that vibe to make you wanna lose it. Everybody stop what you do and rock to the music, bounce to the beat. For all my people all across the globe, we got that feel good music that'll heal your soul. No matter what, good you from or how old. Only one rule, leave those guns at home. Feels good, don't it? Let's celebrate life. Get your hands high. Hit the dance floor with honey, get light. Get to know her, get a number, get right. Get some drinks at the bar, get nice. Feel good, don't it? You don't have to be a rapper or ball player to ball player. Get your ones up so you
can y'all know what it is. Who you are, just get it where you fit in. So what? Let's go. Y'all know what it is. It's your man. We back. We in the building. We had some technical difficulties for a second. Y'all know what it is, man. Your man back. You heard what I'm saying? Bow. Listen. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. You know, I've been away for a minute. 2 months down. They changed my settings. So, you know, I had to get back in it. Do my 1-2 thing. Yo, your boy Vince Pass is back. We here. One voice, one mic. We've been away for a minute. We back. We stronger. You did what I'm saying. Had to go away, do a little couple of things. I'm back in school, so you know I had to get that together, you know. So, yo, listen, the show number 429-5964. Hit me up. We're going to talk about a couple of things tonight. You dig? I got my man tonight, Dante Payne. You feel me? He has On Impact Recruiting. We're going to talk about some recruiting tips. You know, if your kids are out there playing sports or whatever, yo, listen, he got what he's going to tell y'all what's going on. He's going to tell y'all how to get your kids seen. But more importantly, he's going to tell you the things that your kid need to do, which is very important, not just to get him seen, but to get him recruited. That's very important. You dig what I'm saying? I'm going to flash his number back in a minute, you dig? You know, I always got to go through my spiel. You feel me? You know, October 21st, you know what it was. October 2021, it was breast cancer month, but still shout out to all my breast cancer survivors. Yo, get your mammogram screenings. Y'all know what it is. You feel that lumpity lump. You feel me? It ain't feeling right. Yo, go get it checked out. You dig what I'm saying? Especially if you rock with them double C's and double B's and D's. But, you know, that's just a little joke. No pun intended, you dig? But, yo, yeah, get the mammogram test, man. It's something serious. You dig what I'm saying? And, yo, of course, you know, I'm a big, big supporter of people who are, you know, feel like they're going to commit suicide. Again, we dealing with post-COVID. You dig what I mean? And COVID done took a lot of things out, you know. A lot of people, you know, we experienced a lot of death. We experienced a lot of loss. We experienced a lot of things. So if you feel like you at a point in your life right now where you can't make it and you don't have nobody you can call or you don't feel like you can reach out to somebody, yo, listen, suicide hotline number, 1-800-273-8255. Again, there's 1-800-273-8255. Those are always going to be shameless plugs for me. And the reason being is because I was there at one point in time in my life when I was a real young guy. You did what I'm saying. And, you know, your depression is real. You know what I'm saying? So please, if someone tells you that they need help or if you see signs, you know, if you see them signs in you, don't be afraid to be like, yo, listen, throw your arm around somebody and let's go. Let's talk about it. We got a lot to talk about tonight. Like I said, I got my man Dante Payne. About to chop it up in a minute. We got some things coming up about On Impact Recruiting. Yo, we also talking about this Kyle Rittenhouse thing. We're going to talk about Crystal Kaiser. We're going to tell who she is. And we're going to talk about the continuous pattern of malicious prosecutions and things that keep going on. Why these people keep getting free after 25 years serving their time and they catching money behind it. You hear what I'm saying? They getting dollars behind it. But yo, we're going to bring my man Dante in without further ado. You feel what I'm saying? My man D Payne in the building. What's going on, Dante? How you doing tonight?
Oh, man, I'm blessed, man. I can't complain, man. What's going on?
Not much. I don't know if they can hear you, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, you could turn your mic up just a little bit, just a tag.
Okay.
Can just you hear me better now? My friend. It's a smidgen. So shout out to everybody, all you HBCUers, you did what I'm saying. All you people that go to Wilberforce, Central State University, Johnson C. Wells, you know what I'm saying, Morgan State, Morehouse. Shout out to all my HBCUs. Shout out to my grade 10. It used to be the grade 8, now it's the grade 10. You feel what I'm saying? Got to get a little swig up in there. Tay, where
Can
you
you hear me?
been?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you good, but where you
Okay.
been, man?
Oh man, I'm here, man. I've been here, just handling business, man. Staying out the way, man. But being very productive.
Being very productive, I see. So we got on impact recruiting. Now, Tay, I know you've been coaching for a while, and you actually, I think you stepped away from it for a minute. You know, I know you had girls that were playing. I had a pleasure of coaching and training them at one point in time.
Right.
So, what made you start on impact recruiting?
It started with my oldest daughter. She had a few offers. D2, D3, a couple JUCO, but she tore her ACL like her junior year. And, in basketball or any sport, your junior year is your most important year.
Right.
So, all the offers kind of went away. And, she was kind of depressed and down. I was too. So once she got healthy and back playing, I said, it's gonna be hard. So what we got to do is we got to go hit the colleges and let them know you back healthy. And I used to promote and do concerts.
Right.
So the concept I put it as is like my daughter was Lil Wayne, the artist, and the college was the venue. The court
Mm,
was the stage. Now go perform.
got you.
Right. So that's how I kind of came up with, with on impact recruiting, just working with my oldest daughter and her hype man, in the music standpoint was my youngest daughter. So wherever she went, my youngest daughter went. So she went on tour with us.
Right.
And
Right. Right.
you know what I'm saying? And she was performing when she could here and there, as a stand-in and then the process kept going and going and going and then it just started developing it. And like with social media, I exposed and let everybody see it. So college coaches saw it. And people just start following me and gravitating to me. So me being me, I just turned it into a productive business.
That's what's up. So a lot of it sounds like a lot of it. I remember when she did hurt her knee, and I think that what's important here is that what you did was turn that opportunity into a second chance opportunity,
Correct.
letting her know. And I remember when the second time came around for these colleges to come back around, there was more colleges that actually came out of the woodworks for. So where
Yeah.
is she at now?
She's at Lane College. She
Okay.
just her major I think is business communication. She still decided not to play, but we had that great opportunity. You know, uh, visiting schools. But in the end, I'm just glad she's in school and
That's
she's
what's
at an
up.
HBCU
Okay, then the Lane College is where at.
in Jackson, Tennessee, like in
Okay,
between like Nashville and like Memphis.
okay.
Right.
So when as you was putting this together, now, like you said, you wound up taking this blueprint and you started doing this for the last what 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, about 4
What have
years.
you discovered doing this thing that in the recruiting process that coaches may miss that certain that recruiting services can help out in?
What coaches may miss. I think on both ends, grades need to be number one because most kids are not getting full scholarships. That's the misconception out here.
Say that again one time.
Yeah, most kids are not getting full scholarships.
No, they're not.
So a lot of people out here saying that they're getting full rides and this and that. And I also learned that when people say that, coaches really can't say nothing against that. So I didn't know that at first, even
Yes.
though we know it's not true. Coaches can't really speak negative about that.
Right.
But I would say, like I said, man, on both ends, man, I think they need to stress grades more because that's where a lot of the academic money comes in at. Then the rest is like partial scholarship money
Mm-hmm.
for as the athletic side.
Right.
But the academic side needs to be stressed more because a lot of kids are going like D2, D3, NAIA, JUCO, and they're not giving full athletic scholarships.
Do you
So,
feel like? Let me ask you. Sorry to cut you off, but do you
okay,
feel like because of the behaviors that that have has happened throughout sports. You know, you got a kid who comes in with the big head, you know what I'm saying, whether it be male or female, um, and they haven't proven themselves, and they done gave this kid a 5-year scholarship, you know what I mean, worth $150,000. Do you think that schools have finally caught on to, like, besides with the renewable scholarships, which they are every year, but you feel like they're making the athlete now earn their scholarship?
Oh, definitely, because like you just said, even though you may say you're getting a 4-year scholarship, it's year to year, and a lot of people don't understand that neither until they caught in the situation. But they're making it earn it more because I mean, this is $1 billion business in this industry, so the dean job is on the line, the academic advisor, the coaches,
Right,
you
right.
you know even the players, their job is on the line. So nothing is really guaranteed, for that 4 years or 2 years if you had a 2-year school, whatever it is, it's year to year, and you better do what you need to do. First of all, in the grades, in the grade book, in the school, and then on the court or on the field, or whatever sport you're playing.
What high school did you go to, Tay?
Oh, I went to the best high school in the world in Cincinnati, man. Cape, man. You see the
Say, say
jersey.
that.
You
Say
see
that one. Say that one more
Cape,
time.
Cape High School, man. You see the jersey in the back, man. I got the jersey planted on the wall, man. And it was
So,
a Cincinnati public school. A lot of people don't realize that.
listen. First of all, I want to give a shout out to um, football in Cincinnati this year. It was awesome, all across the board. Shout
Yeah,
out to all the coaches. Shout out to Winthrop, who made history this year with the
yeah,
high school. They've went the furthest that they've ever been. Shout out, what I'm saying, to Coach Collie Jones and his staff. Shout out to nephew, Tyler Williams and his staff, Jamel Williams. Shout out to the whole staff over there at Tab. You guys, man, you guys did something this year that a lot of people didn't expect you guys to do. Shout
right.
out to Aiken football. They suffered a big loss this year with one of their key players. Shout out to my man Duca, Coach Duca over there. Shout out to all the programs. You know what I'm saying? Yo, football in Cincinnati was really exciting this year. Really exciting. Do you foresee many of these kids leaving Cincinnati for GCL schools, or I think the tide is starting to shift. I wanted to throw that in there. The reason being because you played at Cape.
Right.
Shout out to CC Calloway. You know what I'm saying. Shout out to my peoples at Gamble. You played at Cape. You played in the city. You know what I'm saying. And your experience of going through the process of being recruited. You dig what I'm saying? Let's talk to the kids for a second. Even some of you parents, if you parents on here, please listen to what he's getting ready to tell you about the process of recruiting. It's not only grades. Grades are important, but there's other aspects to this that you need to understand. Go ahead, Tay. Not the
Right.
floor is yours.
All right. So other than the grades, we already covered that. The coaches are not just recruiting the child; they're recruiting the parents also. And I had to learn a valuable lesson. My daughter played at Phenom, under Sean Darks, and I was one of those parents that was like real vocal and loud. And Sean pulled me to the side and was like, "Hey, look at that row right there with them college coaches. You don't think they listening and hearing what you say, and putting two and two together that that's your daughter? They're not going to want your daughter on the aspect of how you act and your attitude." And from that day on, I had to fall back and just be quiet.
Hmm.
I had to put headphones on to listen to music while she was playing. And I picked that up from Sean, just so mentally I could be engaged, but like verbally, I could just be quiet and just let her play and let the coach coach.
Right.
So that's big. A kid's attitude and demeanor and posture on the bench, very important. Is the kid engaged while they're not in the game? Are they cheering on their teammates? Are they getting up? Are they clapping? Are they getting them water in timeouts? Are they complaining if the coach take them out? And they don't feel like they should come out, or are they, hyping up, or supporting their teammates on and off the court? Uh, you know, they paying attention to their social media. What are y'all putting on there? Because that's showing your character, parents and the kids. So I mean, it's a lot that goes into the recruiting process, and I tell people a lot of time, you expect this coach, an institution to invest like $100 and some thousand into you, and you got to be a knucklehead. He got to stay on you, or her to stay on you to go to class or get up. They got to babysit you. I mean, there is help, to help kids out. Don't get me wrong, but you know, they don't have time to be babysitting.
Mm,
So it's a lot that goes into it.
mm. So let me ask you a question. What was what was the turning point for you when when Sean told you that? Shout out to Sean Darks. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my guy Sean Darks. You know what I'm saying? His kids. Anybody that's looking for a female basketball platform, a girls basketball team to play for, check out Phenom Basketball. You know what I'm saying? They've been established for the last 7 years. They turn out some good kids, man. So shout out to my man Sean Darks.
I mean, basically, like I said, I thought my daughter had potential to play, somewhere in school. I didn't understand for as the divisions, and the
Mm-hmm.
caliber of play until she started playing it. I started seeing her play against true D1 kids. I was like, okay, yeah, she's not D1. You know, I mean, but I understood that. I learned that
Right,
early, So, like I said, I just channeled, my aggression and supporting my daughter. Just like I said, listening to music, falling back, making sure she get the proper training, making sure she understand and I understand it and learning the game and how it works. So I took the business approach.
right,
After that conversation, I said, well, okay, I can't be vocal this way. I, I can make myself heard and seen, as a supporting, loving father a different way. So that kind of like that's where the process came in there with the recruiting service.
Did you think that being honest with your child, because you said something that I think a lot of parents miss, and I talk about this in this coaching platform all the time. Shout out to Coach Carlos with 4RL, and I say all the time that a lot of your parents aren't honest with your kid. You feel what I'm saying? Do you think that you had to get on that page right there, understanding the level that your child really plays at?
Oh, most definitely, and it was easy because my daughter played up under Shaw Kelly, Dieter.
Mm,
Uh, she played up under a lot of kids that went D1, and in my eyes, there was Power Five kids,
right,
but they went mid major.
right,
So I was like, whoa. So I really had to learn. I was like, well, if they mid major, my daughter is probably 2 levels below them. But that was the measuring stick.
right,
So and the funny part is my youngest daughter that goes to Fisk, she landed at a NAIA school, HBCU Fisk, which is like 2 levels below. But she's playing, she's starting, she's having fun, she's enjoying it. So it worked out perfect for her.
mm,
But I measured her against, like I said, Sean Kelly, Lyric, Dieter, Willow, you know, Madison over at Princeton. Like one of her favorite players is a player that's younger than her, Soleil, Williams. That's a Power Five kid, you know. But my daughter, I mean, she held her own to a certain extent, but on a day in and day out basis, no, she's not that level of a player. But that's okay. That's why
right,
they got levels for every kid.
right, 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 right. And that's probably the toughest thing to have that conversation with your kid. You know, I had I had a conversation recently. I had to have that conversation with Jabri.
Okay.
Um, he's being highly recruited for track. You know what I'm saying? But when he came to football, something that he loved to play, basketball, something that he loved to play, had to realize like, yo, my kid is at best maybe a D3 football player, and maybe a D3 NAIA basketball player, probably a practice player. When it came to track, that's when I was like, oh, okay, we got a couple of D1s looking, some D2s looking. Okay, so this is where you at. You
Right.
feel me? So how important do you think it is that parents recognize early? Because I'm gonna tell you, it was late for me. It was late for me. It was late for me and Colleen to kind of see where he landed because he didn't really take interest into track until his sophomore year. He did it in his freshman year, but it didn't start taking off for him until his sophomore year. So how important is it, do you think, for parents to recognize where their kid really is, but not in a discouraging kind of way?
Right, right. And the hard part, because kids do not want to hear that from their parents, and sometimes parents know their kids better than the kids, so parents don't want to tell their kids that. But I mean, it's like, the birds and the bees conversation. You got to sit down and talk to your kids and be honest. And I tell you, another person that needs to be honest with the parents and the kid, the coach.
Mm.
School ball and AAU or whatever you're playing, and a trainer. Like, I think everybody, if you're a part of that kid's life, should have some input, but be honest. And once again, in life, you know how it is. We're grown now. You got to be able to take constructive criticism.
Mm. Very
So,
much.
I
I
mean,
think one of the things that, you know, first I gotta say thank you to you. Right. I want to say thank you to you for allowing me to teach your kids. I
appreciate
want
it.
to say thank you. I appreciate that. And you know, I appreciate the fact that you have always been, honestly, bro, one of my number one supporters, man, quietly and vocally. And I gotta give you your flowers on that, man. And I thank you, Tay.
Appreciate it.
Not just in basketball, just period. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And I thank you for that. But uh let us not be confused that Sunday is going down.
That's
Okay?
right. Right.
Sunday is going down. We got Wilberforce and Fisk going down. We got my baby girl against his baby girl, and it's going down. You
You
feel me?
already know.
Wilberforce and Fisk University will be in a building up in Winton Woods High School. Actually, it's a couple of games going on up there. Talk
Yeah.
about that, Tate.
So, we having I'm gonna start from the beginning. We having a celebrity game, just like a lot of local celebrities, from the city that everybody know. By being HBCU, I got a lot of Greek in fraternities and sororities playing. Uh, then we got a Hawkins College against Wilberforce JV team. And then we got Fisk, my daughter's team
Okay,
versus
okay.
Wilberforce, your daughter's team. And I mean, it's a feel good story, man. I get to bring my daughter back home to play at her high school where she graduated at, but
Facts.
she didn't get to play in this school because of COVID.
Right,
Right. So,
right. I see
and
it there,
like three
guys.
years ago, we knew the school was coming like 2 or 3 years ago because of the levy pass. So she was supposed to be the first class to play on it. So
Mm.
she still gets that first. And it's a college game, and it's back in Cincinnati where a lot of family and friends can see her play. And from all the teams, man, it's like 14 to 15 Cincinnati girls playing this weekend.
Right, 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 right.
Yeah. And a lot of the girls came up under my recruiting service. You know, I mean,
Oh,
yeah, we got a DJ, man. We got vendors. We got food. We T-shirts. I mean, programs like we got a band. I'm giving it that real HBCU feeling because this is something I
dun,
want to do every year.
dun, dun, dun.
Right? You already know. So like, I mean, man, I mean, tickets are selling crazy. Like the VIP seats are already sold out. Like,
Okay,
yeah, I got a lot of media coverage, radio. Everything's gonna be live streamed. Like, I mean, this is gonna be nice, man.
hold on. Wait a minute. Why I ain't get no VIP ticket? You
You
see how I
already
get
because
done?
you
You
media.
see?
I got you. I got you. You
Okay.
got your media pass, so you got
Yeah,
all access.
Al, yeah, thank you, thank. Appreciate you,
Look,
baby.
I got your media pass right here. I got you.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So look, man, you know, before before we move on
Okay.
and we go to my next segment of the show, I want to say thank you for coming on tonight. And I want you to leave us and some of the parents and the kids with some jewels when it comes to this recruiting thing.
Okay. So first and foremost, get them grades together because at some point in time the ball will stop bouncing. So the school that you pick, make sure they got your major. So we want you to enjoy school. You know, take your craft serious, whatever sport you playing. Be a leader, not a follower. You know, lead by example. Do what you have to do to get that degree, because at the end of the day, that's the most important thing. And as much as you want a school to recruit you, recruit them. Pick up the phone, call them.
Whoo, that was powerful right there. Say that
Right.
again right there.
Hey, recruit them just as much as you want them to recruit you.
That's
You can
right.
you can email them, you can text them, you can call them, you can hit them on the social media platforms. Because y'all got to remember, most of them was athletes themselves, so they understand the process.
It's just about the process. Yo, Tay, my man, thank you so much for coming on Impact Recruiting. Yo, tell them where they can find you at, Tay.
You can find me on all the social media platforms under On Impact Recruiting Service: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, uh, YouTube. Subscribe to all my channels. If you need help with your recruiting, you know, just give me a call, 513-602-7289. I'm never out of reach. You know, it's personal to me. It's business, but it's also personal. I think last year, the 2021 class, I think we put like 34 kids. We got 34 kids in school, and like 12 of them went to HBCUs.
Mm,
So, you know, we doing what we
mm,
do, man. We growing, and we worldwide, man. We work with anyone, any sport.
mm. That's powerful right there. You said 34.
Yeah, at least.
Mm. Numbers increasing over there, Tay.
Oh
The
yeah,
numbers
yeah.
are increasing,
You
baby.
already know.
So listen, man, y'all can catch him. If y'all want to email him on Impact Recruiting Service at gmail.com, or you can call him at 513-602-7289. That's my man, Dante Payne. I'm going to see you on Sunday.
I got you, man.
Wilberforce
Hey, I
versus
got
Fisk
you. Look,
University.
I got
We
your media
live,
pass,
baby. We're going to be live. And we're going to be
and I
live
got your
streaming
shirt
that
for
thing.
you too, man. I got
Woo!
you, man.
I
I
got the
got you.
merch.
As a
Got
matter of
the
fact,
merch.
I got a green shirt for you because you were Wilberforce, so I got you.
No doubt. You know, I gotta represent my baby girl Kai
Come
Dukes in
on,
the
you
building. You
already
feel what
know.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shout out to the pain. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to the city. Come on out to Winton Woods. You feel me? It's gonna be a big thing. We got Greek sororities there, fraternities. Okay then. Regina says she need one. Dante.
Hey, you see
Regina
my
says
number?
she need one.
Text my number right now. I
Okay,
got
he
you.
said text her, Gino. He got you. He got you. Yo, shout out to everybody, man. Come on through. Yo, Tay, we gonna chop it up. I'm gonna give you a call. And yo, thank you for coming on, man. Love you, man.
You already know.
No doubt. I'll holler at you
Peace.
later.
All right.
Peace. Man, listen, man, that was definitely exciting right there. You feel what I'm saying? Yo, on Impact Recruiting Services, again, you can email him at on impact recruiting service at gmail.com, or his number's right here on the bottom left of the screen, lower third on the left at 513-602-7289. You dig what I'm saying? Reach out. Remember, he said some real fire stuff tonight for everybody, man. That recruit. You know what I'm saying? Recruit the school, recruit the coach, reach out. You feel me? Stop just using your social media just to get on TikTok. If you serious about your craft, okay, if you serious about it, won't nobody be serious about it but you. No matter how much we preach it to you, no matter how much, you gotta understand something, that if you are not serious about what you do, if you don't take the initiative, the steps, as parents, we can only do so much. We can only do so much. You've got to take the next step. Okay, parents, be honest with your kids. Please be honest with them. Okay, please be so honest with them. You know what I'm saying? Because if not, all you're going to do is create a monster. You know what I'm saying? All you're going to do is create a monster. The next thing you know, what's going to happen next is you're going to have a kid walking around with the big head. And when they don't get recruited for whatever school and whatever sport that they want, now you got a problem and you won't be able to, you won't know how to deal with it, to be honest with you. The next thing you know, you're going to cause all kind of other issues in your family. All right? But yo, shout out to my man Tay. Yo, like I said, Sunday, be there. Doors opening really early. You dig what I'm saying? So the flyer be up on my page. Let's go. We about to take off right now. So listen, I'm quite sure everybody already know about this. We know about the Kyle Rittenhouse situation. We know that he was found not guilty, things like that. But yo, my question is for you tonight, the same question that Dr. Boyce Watkins had presented. He said, how many of you think that this is an actual racial issue? Okay, many people kind of got this case confused, all right? This case was not about race. Let's be clear. But here, this is what I want you to read in the lower third over here. Kyle Rittenhouse reckless at Black Lives Matter. He said, I don't F with you. Period. He said, I don't F with you. So here's the question. So the question for me was, well, if you didn't F with us, why were you even out there in the first place? What were you actually protecting? You came from all the way where you lived all the way down there. For what? You know what I'm saying? So let's not get it twisted. Understand something. This case was never about race. It was about self-defense. And guess what? He is absolutely, undoubtedly right. So listen, black people, I'm just going to keep it 100 with you. Do not waste your time worried about whether this was a case of a racial killing, because it wasn't. 3 white dudes got shot. 2 of them killed. So where's race in this? But I can see where the race card came in. Because if that was a black man that said, yo, I just shot 3 people and turned myself in, either one, he's going to get shot, okay, because he's carrying an AR-15, and the first thing they're going to ask is, yo, where's your license? You know what I'm saying? All this other kind of stuff. And then the second thing is that he may not even make it to the actual arrest, which is just what it is. This is where we are in America. Because the reality is that Kyle Rittenhouse privilege afforded him the right at 17 years old to walk down the street with an AR-15, okay? I believe he also had another weapon and a vest, okay? And with ammo all around him. So his privilege allowed him that, all right? Just understand, a 17-year-old black male will never be able to do that, okay? So be clear, ladies and gentlemen. Kyle Rittenhouse made his position very clear that he does not mess with Black Lives Matter. He, just like all the rest of them Republicans that wanted him to be convicted, not convicted, to be innocent, it's about gun rights. It's about the Second Amendment. It's about protection, okay? That's what it was about, okay? So now the gun rights, right, we can't even talk on the phone with a cell phone in our hand. And you're absolutely right, CC. And that's so right. C. Calloway wrote that we can't even walk with a cell phone in our hand without it being assumed that it's a weapon. We can't even reach for nothing. This is why I tell my son, yo, listen, when you drive, keep your wallet out. Keep your license and registration above your head. Keep everything where it's so visible that when they tell you to move or to do something, you ask them permission, even if they even say to you, where's your license and registration? My license and registration is above my head. Is it okay that I pull it down? You see, because you have to give, because we're in a video age, and it is on camera, hopefully, if they're not turning their cameras off, right, that you are repeating the command in which the request that they gave you in the form of a question. So now it could never be said that, listen, he didn't ask you. He did ask you. He said, is it okay that I get my license and registration, which is above my head, on my in my visor? Or my wallet is on the door. Can I reach on my door to get my wallet off the door? Is in the glove box. Can I reach into my glove box? You see, so when you begin to put questions like this, these statements into questions, you're making them say, hey, I gave a command, and he followed back up with a question. So it can never be misunderstood that if anything took place out there, that you wasn't clear on the what? On the questions. But guess what? You wasn't clear, but we were clear on the assignment. This is the reason why we asked you and we came back with questions to you, so you couldn't say that my kid or somebody else's kid was not trying to be clear on what was going on. But I digress. You dig what I'm saying? I digress. So anyway, but like I said, Kyle Rittenhouse, don't even concern yourself with that. Be more concerned with the fact that, again, the privilege of white America has shown its hand. Okay, the same way that it has shown its hand in the Capitol riots. All right, those are the same people who rushed the Capitol and tried to take it down. Them the same people. Them the same Second Amendment people who was out there with picket signs saying Kyle Rittenhouse is innocent. And then it makes it no better that the judge threw out the weapons. Threw out the weapons. Okay. Threw out the weapons. So where are we at now? Who's convicting him? You feel what I'm saying? And then he was convicted by the jury of his peers. In the mortal words of my man Jay-Z, what more can I say? You feel what I'm saying? But now we have to turn our page to another situation that's in Kenosha right now. Crystal Kaiser, a 19-year-old girl who was charged in the 2018 killing of a man who prosecutors say sexually abused her. She was released recently because the Chicago organization paid $400,000 for her, okay, to be released because of pending retrial of the appeal of her case. Kaiser was 17 when she shot Randall Vola, 34, in Kenosha on June 5th, 2018. She set the house on fire and everything. You dig what I'm saying? So, we have a sexual assault, a sexual abuse case right now, all right? Now, so can we compare it to the level of Kyle Rittenhouse? Well, let's think for a second here. We had a woman that was raped, okay, probably abused repeatedly, mentally, emotionally unstable. She had to find a way to get away. She was 17 years old. Okay, 17. And the prosecutor wanted to throw the book at the young lady, right? Because, you ready for this? Because he said it was premeditated. Sounds like to me that nobody was believing her when she probably was saying that she was being sexually abused, or if she was even able to say that she was sexually abused. How many sexually abused victims come out and say that they were sexually abused? R. Kelly case? Rings the bell? All right. So when there is a influence of violence that's taking place, when there's an influence of, as someone would say, using the gift the gab of things, you feel me, and manipulating and gaslighting, or in using toxic behaviors to keep a person in place. She felt like it was the only way I could get away from this man is if I have to plan my escape. And that's exactly what she did. But at 17 years old, she was being mentally abused, physically abused, in all kind of ways. And society is looking at her as if she is the criminal. And the prosecutor is looking at her as if she's the criminal. But you already know that he has a history of sexual abuse. I digress. I'm going to pause for a second. Because the reality is that this is what we deal with every day. Every day. The system, we already say that the system is not designed, okay, for us to win, period. Especially the legal system. The legal system has shown its face continuously, time and time again. Time and time again, when it comes to dealing with black people, especially black men. But now when you have a young black woman, 17 years old, who was fighting for her life to get out of a situation, and the only way, and he's a white man, and the only way that she was able to get out of that situation was killing that man. All of a sudden, it's premeditated murder. So we just throw the sexual abuse out the window. You see, it's a bartering system when it comes to the lives of people, when it comes to the judicial system. It's a bartering system. Okay? Well, we'll plead guilty on this charge here, but here we're gonna offer this person second degree murder versus the first. So we'll come down one. We'll offer them 5 to 15. Make sure they take it. Public defender system works for the prosecutor. Since when? But that's what it is. That's how it's always been. You feel me? That's how it's always been. This is why they decided they took law books out of the penitentiary. This is why they took the law books from out of the county jails. Because when you have brothers like myself and others who were keenly inept to how the system plays the game, and you begin to study what you are actually in trouble for, and you come to find out that, wait a minute, there are factors that's behind this. Then you begin to understand case law, constitution law. You begin to understand the various breakdowns of the laws. Then now you just created a paralegal behind bars, something close, not even close to an attorney. We just don't argue cases, but you created someone who has the ability to research what they're going through. And these are a lot of brothers are getting off or bringing their cases to the table based upon them doing the homework. They're doing the research. A lot of people in the last 2 years have been released based upon prosecution misconduct, lack of evidence. Malcolm X, finally, it's been said that the FBI they withheld evidence to show that the two brothers from the Nation of Islam mosque in Harlem were not the shooters, the murderers of Brother Malcolm X. It was the masjid over in Jersey. And then he even admitted it. So when you got the game being played with this level of manipulation, what more can you do? What more can you say? But we still trying to play the game fair. Listen, I'm doing a project right now. Shout out to Nicole Hannah-Jones and the staff at the New York Times. I don't know if any of you are familiar with the 1619 Project. You guys need to go get the book. It just dropped. I have the original article, so I've been reading the original article. I'm actually doing that, so my paper's on right now. And I have to say that the more I read the article, I've already questioned everything that I learned in history anyway. But more importantly, now I have begun to really break down everything that she is writing, and I'm living this. It's so surreal. You feel what I'm saying? So I really can go on for this for days and days about it. But it's the 1619 Project. Please, everyone, go out and get it. You dig what I'm saying? It's a good book. If you can get the article, the full download, it's the 1619 Project. And yes, please read it in its entirety. Read it. You will understand how we came about with the credit system. You'll understand how the mortgage system came about. You understand how healthcare came about, how the reason why we don't have healthcare in this country right now, besides the fact that we are the last nation in the world that has any type of stringent controls over any and everything, and capitalism stays running wild. All right? But look, check it out. It's your man Vince Pass in the building. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what time it is right now. It's 11:02. All's well. I'm not going to keep all of y'all tonight, and the reason being because, we definitely did get a late start. Just to let y'all know that my Instagram account was hacked. All right? So if you get anything from the Vince Pass account on Instagram, okay? Please know that it is not me. All right? It's not me. And that I'm on Vince Pass 1 right now. You can catch me on Vince Pass 1. All right? Catch me on Vince Pass 1. This is my new Instagram. All right? I'm putting it up for you. Right? You catch me on this. Bam. I put Instagram, right? That's what I get for being. This is what I get for doing it all by myself. You feel what I'm saying? Or you can catch me on my Instagram joint, One Voice, which I'm about to put up right now too. Here we go. You got One Voice, One Mic, and then you got this one right here, okay? All right, so listen, catch up to y'all later, man. I love y'all. You know what I'm saying? We'll catch y'all next week. I'm going one day a week right now. It's going to be on Mondays at 10 p.m. Anything you want to talk about, inbox me, let me know. I'm a person that's always open to new ideas, all right? Be bringing some guests to you. Hopefully, I'm going to have these a panel coming up. We're gonna have a real big discussion, all right? So listen, everyone tune in. I love you. Vibe out to the music. Got that feel good music. Yo, I love y'all. Holla at your boy. Let's go.
Transfusion infusing you with that feel good music. Sound wave cruising. Feel good, don't it? Vibrations make your body groove. Move, get on the dance floor. Do you? This sound right here is amphetamines on the beat. One hit to make the feed for the beat. Feels good, don't it? And it's addictive. It's mixed with acoustic mix tricks. Like bartender elixirs. We don't need to smoke, sniff, or pop pills to get that feeling, girl. It feels good, don't it? We got that feel good music. That vibe that make you wanna lose it. Everybody stop what you doing. Rock to the music. Yeah.